Now, I know what you're thinking. Why is Neil talking? Well, a robotic voice. This is a re-upload of Star Giant Productions video. Well, if I don't give at least 30 seconds of commentary, Star Giant Productions could rightfully copyright my video here. So you'll have to deal with me giving you all a brief rundown on the video first. Apologies for any inconveniences that this may cause. I am also not forced to use my actual voice, which thank fuck. So yeah, it's a good time had by all. Star Giant Productions video speaks about her issues in 2020 and how fucked everything was, where she also brings up how N3K0 Pan is innocent, and all that jazz. Upon myself making 2 hilarious videos on that one alone, she seems to have removed the video from her YouTube channel. Which just goes to show you that either A. Nil is a force to be reckoned with, despite his small numbers, who is able to find every little detail that people post online. B. Star Giant Productions is a coward. C. Both of these. There's some other shit in the video as well that makes myself laugh, such as how due to having around 60,000 subscribers at the time on January 3, 2021 she believes she should get around 60,000 views per video, when that's really not how it works. People will only come to your channel for shit that interests them, and that's a good 60-80% of your audience. A good 20-40% will usually stay after subscribing and actually care for what you have to talk about, not a specific topic or specific topics in question. Anyways, now that I believe I have enough quick commentary about the video out of the way, let's start the video. And I apologize for the first half just being a bubble-popping game. It would not be my first choice, but I guess it was Star Giant's first choice. I don't know why it was, but it was. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys, Rebecca here. I'm doing a quick vent video today because I'm already frustrated with the year. I know that we're only 3 days into 2021, but it's best to vent these problems out now before they fester into bigger problems down the line. And I'm tired of a lot of shit. This may be disorganized, I don't know. I wrote a script last night, and I'm releasing this as fast as I can to vent my frustrations, so let's begin. We'll start with YouTube, because that's an easy one. Here you see a screenshot of their new monetization shit. Glad to know that no one fucking told me about this. You know, I really fucking hate it whenever I have to find out shit myself instead of people just telling me the new rules. YouTube was fine for the past 8 months, allow us to control our own monetization methods. But I guess in the new year they said fuck all to that noise. But that's not my main problem I'm venting on today. It's actually on the views. Guys, I have 66,000 subscribers. So why is it that I'm only getting hundreds of views, not thousands? A channel with that many subs should get around 66k views per video, or at the very least 30 to 40,000 views within a month. Look at this here, my videos barely even crack 1,000. Sometimes my videos don't even get 1% of views per subscription. That means less than 1% of my subs watching my videos. It makes me think that the only reason that people came to my channel was not for me, but rather for someone else, which I hate. Do you guys even care for what I post? Or do you just care for more pony compilations? Feels like the only reason why I exist for compilations of other people's works, which I hate. It's kind of worst feelings that you can have. Only get popular for stuff that you didn't create. And then people leaving you for not keeping said work up. I remember when I removed my old JonTron videos and Gang Grub stuff for YouTube reasons, people got mad at me and started unsubscribing from me. I hated that. This was back in 2018. Like, what should I be doing? Should I start making videos that I myself don't like just so I can make a career? I've noticed that animation reviews are dying on YouTube. The cartoon community is full of spite and atrocious monsters. I fucking hate it. It's supposed to be a safe haven for people who love animation. But in reality, it's full of pedophiles, Nazis, abusers, sexists, racists, and just every single kind of horrible person imaginable. Even within the community, people don't really talk to each other. Like, I heard that Shadow Streak and Alpha J actually don't get well with each other. They actually are on fighting terms, which I didn't know about if people didn't tell me this. And I'm in both of their servers. And I don't even know why they're on fighting terms. Like, if I knew, I would have said something about this, but I just don't. Maybe it's a rumor, but I don't know. And I don't care to know. Gaming videos seem to be the future on YouTube. They get recommended more often. They get more views. They get more positivity. It's like animation is dead now. The only animated things that people talk about are original animation creations that aren't reviews or SpongeBob memes. Like that's it. that is it. Unless your animation thing is on a video game like Among Us or Mario, then it won't be noticed. And I do also hate that. YouTube has stated in 2019 that they actually control the algorithm. So when a video actually keeps getting recommended over and over again, even if you saw it before and hate it, it's YouTube that chooses to put that there. Like, they said this without a hint of irony. So my question is, why aren't I the one being chosen to be recommended? What makes you say, oh yeah, let's recommend that? Like, is this at random? Is YouTube biased? No, YouTube is biased. Like, that's not even a question. It's not a fucking question. If subscriptions are useless, and I have proof that they are since many people don't get recommended the videos that they subscribe to, why aren't they gone? What is the point of keeping them up? Question, and be honest with me. And am I a good person? Because it feels like as of late I'm a shit person. I'm beginning to think that people don't care about my content because the viewership is just not there. And I don't want to be talking to a fucking wall. And that's what it feels like I'm doing half the time now. I think it's because when people subscribe to me, they don't hit the bell. Like, real talk, why does the bell exist? I never could get a good reason for this. When you subscribe to a channel, it means that you want to see its videos. But since 2016, and still use the exact same way 5 fucking years later, you have an option that don't recommend videos. Why is this even here? Why would you subscribe to a channel and not want their videos? This happens with a lot of people. They'll see a video that they like on some channel and then subscribe to that channel and then never watch another single video from that channel again. Most likely because they didn't hit the bell correctly. And YouTube actually defaults it to don't recommend videos for some dumb reason. But YouTube, in all honesty, is the smaller stuff that I've been dealing with as of late. Trolls have been really getting on my nerves. I don't get trolls. They have no lives of their own. So what they do is shit talk random people on the internet. Doesn't even matter if they have the same opinion or not, and shit talk them. And I've been a target as of late, for reasons I don't know, and it's probably for petty reasons. If you hate someone just because they have a different opinion on, like, a piece of animation, fuck off! Just fuck off! I'm tired of this. So, I released a Louie video last week, and we got several things to mention on it. No, not on Louie herself. I don't give a shit what she said about me on Tumblr. And yes, I am aware that she shit-talked me, and her fans misgendered me, but I don't care. But let's focus on that Christmas video. You want the truth? I didn't really want to make that video, but it was a script that my former friend Lovely Lita made me write. But we'll talk about her shit later. Let's focus on the responses. This was pointless. You know what? Fucking sure, why not? I mean, it's over a week old, and it doesn't even have 3,000 views. Hell, it doesn't even have 2,500 views. I honestly don't care about my Louie videos anymore, because I don't care about her as a person. She reviews cartoons. I disagree with some of her opinions. She did some shitty things that I called her out in my videos. I said all that I had to say on her. I made the first one in 2018 because it was my very first time ever doing a commentary on somebody. But I didn't like how I did it the first time, so I made the second one a year later to improve upon my bits and audio. But it was demonetized. And the third one, which originally was supposed to be the last one, was supposed to be even better constructed points and to have monetization on. Then that Christmas one was a scrap video that was supposed to be with my former best friend Lena, who I cut out of my life last month. And I didn't want to throw away all that work for nothing. So I had Dashi replace Lena essentially. Lena was an obsessive bitch to me. She would always try to make me have these hate moments with people. Like, even though I came up with the name Cunty Orchard for how Louie said about Cunty Purple for Star Glimmer, I didn't want to call Louie Orchard Cunty Orchard anymore, but yet Lena consistently said, keep calling her Cunty Orchard. I hate calling her that. I'm just calling her Louie. That's her name. Not Jerry, not Cunty, it's Louie. Get that fucking right. Speaking of hate, I remember I had a ban list on my Discord server at the time when Lena was still on it. And basically, it was meant for people not allowed to be mentioned in my server. For example, people like, say, Cosmodor. If you did something wrong, you were essentially banned. And Lena and I broke our own rules too many times. We were hypocrites to the situation. Mongrel and Neko had to call us both out to stop this shit. And I'm glad that they helped me get out of this hellhole. My Discord server now has no ban list, and you can talk about whoever you like now, as long as it is in a respectable manner of the situation. And I don't want to talk about Louie Orchard ever again, unless it's like an April Fool's Day joke and nothing more. And for the responses to my videos, I don't get a lot of them. Like Power Loud Girl, for example. She was mad at me for not going in depth with Louie's problem instead of focusing on her animation opinions. Well, these were my issues with Louie. It was the new angle that I had with Louie Orchard that other people didn't have. If all I did was talk about Louie's politics on Twitter shit, I would be repeating what everyone else has said. I don't like repeating what other people have said. I have new things to say. If I don't have a new angle or new things to say, I'm not going to talk about something. Plain and simple. And if you just hate me because I don't talk about what everyone else is talking about, then fuck off. You don't belong on my channel. Plain and simple. My trolling has gotten obsessive as of late. Someone actually impersonated me on Tumblr, solely because I didn't like said person. So they impersonated me to harass said person. And I didn't know about this until my own Star Giant team pointed this out to me. And by the way, in my videos, I usually do say, don't harass the people that I talk about. It's shitty to do so. Like, I shouldn't have to say this. It's common fucking sense. At least I think it's common sense. It's clear to me to the internet that it's not common sense anymore to not go all your way to harass people. You actually have to tell people these days, don't harass people. It's gross. It's fucking gross. When you have people that are trying to be you but as a fake, no, don't do this shit. Another thing that I've come to realize is that personal experiences that I go through, other people don't go through. I know that should come out as obvious, but it hit me more this year, or 2020, but I guess a little 2021 as well. Want to depress yourself? Watch response videos on YouTube. Just search up Star Giant Productions commentary or rant, and you'll be a fucking mess after watching each and every single one of them, and reading all their comments as well. It makes me sick to my stomach. That's basically what it does. When you go to the internet, you should be able to promote yourself, do good things. Not have random people that don't like you just shit talk you and make your lives ruined. I remember someone doxed someone on the internet solely because they didn't like them, and that actually got some sort of FBI situation involved. Someone was killed just because of that. It might have been years ago, but still. You also see people shit talk me on things like kiwi farms and Twitter. People got mad at me because they think I left Twitter for my opinion on masks. And we'll put a pin in that for now for when I talk about Mr. Enter later in this video. Not all videos on me are bad, but they all have problems. Most notably just stop not knowing some of the editing techniques that I do and how Enter wants me to do his videos in a specific way. And by the way, we sell this on Discord, so I have no issues towards just stop. But most are just the same. Oh, the editing is shit. I don't really do the editing on my own videos anymore. I mean, I occasionally do, like in small videos like this one. I'm editing this video here that you are watching. But generally speaking, I get someone else to do it now because I have a real life job outside the internet and computer world that I work at for 40 hours a week. It'd be impossible to continue making videos all by myself. You want that right with videos by myself? Look at February 2019. I only was able to make one video that month. Or May 2019, 2 videos. And while I did get a little help for that, it was only for a short video, while the bigger video I edited myself. So I do need editors to help me get my videos out faster. It helps keep up with YouTube's stupid algorithm. I'm open for discussion, but most people just choose not to talk to me, and just assume the worst in me. Like, remember that Twitter pin thing? Let's pull out the pin. People had said I left Twitter because of my thoughts on masks. And that's complete bullshit because it's not true at all. I left Twitter because it has a huge pedophile problem, and the people on there were shit. But let's also first establish that my opinion on masks have changed over time. I think they can work. I think it's a good thing to wear them. But I also state that I hate wearing them. Masks are like a shield for your face to protect you from the viruses. But I also believe that there is still a problem in America with masks. There is actually room for debate. Some say they work, others say that when they start getting enforced, that is when the cases start going up. Masks also do create a psychological problem with me. It makes it hard to identify people with facial masks. Maybe this is just how I grew up, but growing up, I was taught that people that hide their faces are usually terrorists. Because people hide their faces to prevent identity and commit crimes. Which people have done in 2020 with masks, by the way. We can have a discussion on this. I am open to this kind of stuff. Heck, you may even be able to change my opinion. But when you think that I'm a lost cause or think that I can't change, and you don't even bother trying to contact me, that makes me morbid. I have a Discord. You can even join the server in the description. It's for free. We can talk things out, but most people that have a problem with me just choose not to. And it's fucking sickening to me. People don't want a second opinion. People don't want your side of things. They just now say 100% agree with everything I say, or fuck off and die. And I hate that kind of mentality. Whatever happened to the old days where it was actually considered a good thing to come to your own conclusions? Like, that doesn't even seem to be allowed anymore, and thus growth can't be pursued. I don't agree with Enter on a lot of things, especially on math stuff, though people shit talk him for that and think he's just flat out wrong. They seem to forget that in this pandemic video, he talks about Andrew Cuomo and Dr. Fauci. When I tell people the terrible things that they've done, people get shocked and like, wow, I didn't know that. And I only learned thanks to Enter's video, which tells me that people didn't even bother watching the video. They just assume that Enter is a Karen and nothing more, without doing any research. I'm not saying Enter is perfect. I mean, we hardly talk to each other on Discord, and sometimes it feels a bit hostile, but that's because I rarely talk to him unless it's for job stuff via editing. We do have nice conversations more often than not, but we just don't talk too often. But when we do, it's a nice time. By hostile, I mean we don't always get along, which is true for any person. And the only people in the server that ever really did get hostile with me were previous staff members that have left the server, like Crimson Mayhem and Sarah, both of which have shit-talked me behind my fucking back. You know what I fucking hate? Whenever I work for John, and people say I should just quit at random. It used to just be trolls at first, but then it became even personal close friends of mine. I work for John because, besides it helping my channel, it gives me video money, and I like editing his videos. But people say I should just quit at mass. And this was even before the pandemic. This was during Nicaragua. Like, you want me to quit just because he has different opinions on the cartoons? Fuck you! You don't belong to me. You don't have the right to talk to me like that. I never in my life had to ever deal with as much shit as 2020. 2020 was the worst year of my life, not because of the virus, but because of all the shitty people I had to deal with. All of the friends I had to cut out because of their toxicity. People are saying 2021 will be better. Will it though? We're only 3 days into the year, and yet I still feel fucking miserable. I uploaded a new Reanimation review yesterday, and ignoring the new monetization issue, it's not doing well with views. At the time of me recording this, it has less than 500 views, and that was like 24 hours ago. If you want me to believe 2021 will be better, change needs to happen for the better, and it needs to happen now. Not weeks from now, not months from now, but now. Like, what is the point of waiting? It's easy to say that you're going to change. It's hard to actually do it. Like, whenever I tell people to support me on Patreon, they flat out tell me that they can't afford it. And I have to say that's fucking bullshit. If you are using the internet, you can afford Patreon. The nicer and more correct thing to say would be, I'm not interested in supporting you on Patreon. That may sound harsher, but it's the truth. Because you can afford Patreon. $1 per video is not a lot. And yes, I charge per video, but I only charge for reviews. So a video like this one definitely won't get charged. And either way, I don't charge more than 5 times per month. In essence, you only would pay me $5 a month at most if you went with the $1 charge. I think you can afford $5 a month. I know that it can be done. You know what would be really nice? If I could cut my real job out since I hate it, and make my hobby my real job. Because I do love making videos. It's something that I am passionate about, and I love getting my opinions out there. But in order for that to work, I would need more Patreon subscribers. Even having 1% of my YouTube subscriptions each paying $1 per video would be enough to help me live. That would be like $660 per video. Instead, right now, I don't even make $10 per video. And yes, I'm very thankful for the Mummy Guy and now Chloe Small for supporting me, but it's not enough. I need more generous people like this. If you really want to help someone, money is the best answer. Thoughts and prayers is not enough. It's never been enough. It's like saying, I'm sorry or I feel bad for you. While that's a nice suggestion, it's not good enough in the end. Just saying things is never enough. You want to help someone? Action is required. Not dialogue, action. Which many people cannot comprehend. To make 2021 better, I need to be happy. And I haven't been happy once in months. I mean, I've had moments of happiness, but just moments. I mean, last month, I found my first boyfriend. His name is John Video, and he really does make me happy a lot. But I'm wondering if it will be enough, considering that we can't visit each other in person right now. Want me happy? Make things like back in the 2010s. No more masks, no more physical distancing, no more Black Lives Matter. And that's another fucking thing. I've actually been afraid of posting my own opinions to the internet as of late. Do you know how fucking depressing that sounds? I want to speak, but I'm afraid of losing my job, my YouTube channel, and my friends just because I opened my damn mouth. I'm just gonna say it because I don't care anymore. I don't care about Black Lives Matter. And I have several reasons for that. One, the people that forced me to join were abusive and toxic to me. Two, they were actually white people. And three, no friend of mine who is black actually supports this organization. In fact, like 80% of black Americans don't support Black Lives Matter. Like, do research. This is the truth. White people actually support this more. So this makes no sense at all. And then there's the more deeper controversies. I don't really care for the George Floyd shooting. And I thought that the judge did the right thing with the Breonna Taylor shooting. Both are opinions that people would hate me for. The cops shot Breonna by accident. That is what happened. Yet people can't grasp the truth. Meanwhile, George committed a crime. Yes, he didn't deserve to die. And I'm glad that the police officers got thrown in prison. But George would at least have to serve some jail time for counterfeit, stealing, and fraud. He just didn't deserve to die, though. But this is all open for discussion. But I know people who watch this, you know, the less than 1,000 people that do because YouTube just doesn't care anymore. Someone out there is gonna misinterpret this video and label me as racist. Do you know what pisses me off even more? Whenever I introduce someone to my staff and then someone comes to me and says that they're terrible with no evidence or false evidence. Or rather past experiences from years ago. Nekopan is an artist of mine who starred in the MLP list. About a week after that video went up, I got an email saying that she was an abuser. I looked into this and Neko had to explain to me the correct situation. Well, she didn't explain the correct way. It was more like she explained the situation and that she accepted that she made past mistakes and toxic behavior. But the problem is that these assholes that were abusing her didn't believe that. Think like the I love Kim Possible a lot situation. After this, I gave Neko a panic attack and I regret doing so. The panic attack from her was mostly because she didn't want to end up being fired or end up in the same abusive situation that she did with Phantom Strider. I'm not going to talk about Josh for right now due to legal reasons. I suppose that could lead to my abuse from Lena. Throughout 2020, I lost a dozen friends, like 12 actual friends. And Lena was the one that I was closest to. She even created the current Discord server that I use. And I don't delete it because I honestly do hold on to possessions even from my former abusers. It's my decision what I do with them, not yours. Lena had this idea that I would go live with her forever starting last Christmas since she was 18 now. She had this idea now that she's an adult, she could do whatever she wants. And one of the things that she wanted me to do was live with her. It was only a thought and I never really did go through with it. Like I would leave Pennsylvania and move to New Hampshire at will. Like I was ready to go through with it. Until I had a bunch of people help me realize that this was a terrible idea. What I didn't realize is that Lena was being abusive and manipulative to me for months. I even donated $200 to Lena out of the kindness of my own heart. And then she abused it. It was supposed to help us as in her trying to find a home for the both of us. Instead, she conned me out $200 for her own selfish needs. Like hanging out with friends or buying some expensive shit like food and clothing. Nothing of which why I gave her $200. Then she threw me under the bus and said that she would have her parents call the FBI on me or some shit. Even though I have done nothing wrong. The point is, even if she called, I'd lose either way because my parents would find out and I'd lose all the friends I have ever made online. Unless I moved out, that is, which I don't have the ability to do so. And yet at the same time, I do want to move out because I hate where I live. Well, not really, but the people that I live with, I can't stand. My mom is abusive to me. She won't accept the fact that I'm trans. She even threatened me to kick me out of her house where I currently live if I didn't go by my dead name Ryan. I fucking hate Ryan. My name is Rebecca. Ryan is dead. I don't like people dead naming. I hate it when people call me a man or a boy. I'm a woman. And like I said earlier, I don't dead name people. She then said that all LGBT people are pedophiles. And then showed me this one politician as one and says that they're a predator, despite no evidence. My mom even used to attend musicals, but stopped going to the theater in 2019 when the theater started introducing LGBT characters into their works. Because she believed it ruined the production. And she's also racist for similar reasons as well, even dropping the N-word a lot. She's a conservative and a Donald Trump supporter, like a major one. She even told me the only reason why she didn't attend Trump rallies is because she had the coronavirus, which she gave to me as well a while back. I'm a liberal socialist. I'm left-leaning normal, while she is far-right-leaning. You know, the stereotype of a far-right-leaning person. Actually, I'm the first person in my family to be left-leaning. Everyone else in my family is right-leaning. And everyone in my family older than me was also right-leaning. I'm the first left-leaning person in my family in the longest time, if not ever. I'm just so fucking tired of 2020, and I want 2021 to be better. But if we're going to do that, things need to change now. This has gone on long enough. I can't do this anymore. I'm gonna calm down for a bit. I'll see you in like 2 weeks when I do my next video. It's probably gonna be in the top 20 worst animations in 2020. Yay! I get to talk about 2020 again. I'll see you all in 2 weeks. Star Giant Productions out.
Now, Kraleski, you already know that I archive everything I see immediately, whether said person be friend or foe. I have USB drives dedicated to specific people even. Yet, you still try to hide your tracks. And it is incredible how you once again tricked Rosalie Ramsey into being on your side. She even has stated herself on Twitter that she will not go against you merely for you being her first transgender friend. Meaning that she is willing to put aside the fact that you have allowed dangerous child predators as your admins until you were forced to have them out of the side just for that. Some of your members from your server have let Nil know that you bitch and complain about having to get rid of Ray a lot, and 2 have let me know you bitched about having to let go of N3K0 Pan. Now, Kraleski, why would you lie to me? So, Star, or as I like to call you, Kraleski, I think it's about time you actually start telling the truth for once and don't do what you did with Enter, where you talk shit until it becomes a huge problem and you play the victim again, while trying to seem as though you grew from everything. Or even just hours before you would do the same shit without a care in the world. You are a dangerous breed, not for your power, but because you are a coward, you are stupid, and you are malicious. When that is mixed with power, that is when you become dangerous. You were the one that would always single-handedly bring your class average down to 0% each year in school, and it's clear to see why. And I will state once again, as you'll try to take this as blackmail or some shit, I do not use personal information against people. You and Ray Rants were doxing Lovell Island's private Facebook account on your server, as Ray Rants did with my private Facebook in the past as well. Even showing pictures I had never shared outside of the website itself. In all actuality, you are the one who was spread personal information. Yet you wish to cry, bitch, moan and lie. And for the love of God, Kraleski, shave your facial hair at least. That would help you a lot. I mean, unless your goal is to be a bearded woman. And I'm not one to kink shame you, but it's best if you explain that. And don't use the abusive household excuse there. Maybe you can't grow your hair long, yeah, but you can be clean shaven at the very least without arousing suspicion to a transphobic household easily. It's called a razor. Use it. For the love of God, Kraleski. And no, Star has their actual name on their Instagram like an idiot. I do too, but that's because Spotify doesn't care about the private information of their artists. So, I just stopped caring eventually.